G'day guys and welcome to Raging Rhino. I think ever since Disney's taken over Star Wars, it's fair to say that there's been a lot of criticism out there from Star Wars fans in regards to how the IP has actually been treated and how they've actually portrayed George Lucas in their storytelling and what they've done, if you can even call it storytelling. But I also wanted to point out something in this video, and that is that the media seem to portray the fans and their criticisms of these things as toxic, or they're just trolls, or, you know, they're sexist, racist, misogynistic, all of those little buzzword bullshit things that they love to put us in this little box of being this small minority of people that just hate this, everything that they're doing. And I think, like, for me, obviously, the movies were absolute garbage. The TV shows that they've come out with, whether it be Obi-Wan Kenobi, Boba Fett, The Mandalorian, The Bad Batch, all of this stuff that they've brought out on Disney Plus has actually been just as bad for me as the sequel trilogy. But I just wanted to show you how bad the mainstream media are when it comes to actually writing articles, telling us what's actually going on, and actually portraying the fans as the trolls. So I just wanted to share this with you. This was from CBR. Daisy Ridley advises female Star Wars lead to tune out the trolls. Daisy Ridley shares her advice for other female actors joining the franchise: tune out the trolls and find the good in it all. So this is a part of like the headline that they come up with, right? Daisy Ridley has advised other female actors joining the sci-fi franchise to keep calm and carry on when it comes to dealing with online trolls. So just listen to the way that they're actually writing this article. Like, Daisy Ridley was the one that said, oh, just ignore the online trolls, ignore what they've said, and just move forward, keep calm, and just have fun with it. Now, I'm not going to actually go over what she actually said. I'm not going to go through the quoted stuff because I've actually got the clip here, and we're going to have a listen to what she has to say. But there's one other part of it that I actually want to go over with you. However, Rey's permanent role in the franchise resulted in Ridley having to endure bullying at the hands of some of Star Wars' more toxic fans. And she's far from the only one. Ridley's Last Jedi co-star Kelly Marie Tran similarly faced widespread sexist and racist harassment for her portrayal of Rose Tico upon the film's release in 2017. More recently, Moses Ingram was herself harassed with racist comments upon her debut as Reva in the Disney Plus series Obi-Wan Kenobi. These instances continue an unfortunate trend that seemingly began with actors Jake Lloyd and Ahmad Best facing abuse from fans for their portrayal of Anakin Skywalker and Jar Jar Binks, respectively in 1999's Star Wars Episode 1, The Phantom Menace. So when you read that, it just tells me that CBR, and it's not just CBR, it's a lot of other companies that come out with their articles, their bullshit articles about the toxic, racist, sexist fans. I'm telling you now, they're trying to paint me in that box, and I've never once mentioned anything about the problem about being a woman. I've never once mentioned anything about the skin color or anything like that. Everything that I've ever criticized in regards to Star Wars has been either about the story, the lore, the continuity, and the fact that they're bringing these characters in when they actually don't fit in the story. Like Reva, for example. It has nothing to do with the fact that she's a woman. It has nothing to do with the fact that she's a black woman. And they want to paint me in that box. So that's just the first part of it that I actually wanted to go over with you. There's one other part that this is another CBR article that I just wanted to touch on really quickly before we go into actually listening to what Daisy Ridley had to say. Star Wars' Daisy Ridley has heard The Acolyte is amazing. Star Wars sequel trilogy star Daisy Ridley says she has heard from executives that the upcoming Disney Plus series The Acolyte is amazing. That's pretty much all this article says, is that she was at the Wakanda Forever premiere and an executive that she was sitting next to said The Acolyte was amazing and that we should all be excited for what's to come because it's absolutely amazing. And then it just goes on to say that she gave some advice to the lead actress from The Acolyte in regards to dealing with the online trolls and things like that. But What executive out there isn't going to say that the show is going to be amazing? Of course they think it's going to be amazing. This is the stupidest fucking article I've ever come across. It's not like Daisy Ridley's going to come out and go, yeah, I was at the premiere of Wakanda Forever, and I was sitting next to this Disney executive, and they said to me that the Acolyte is going to be a piece of shit. Really? That's what this article is pretty much about, because when you continue reading on, it basically says that the details are scarce and they don't really know anything about it. They're just trying to hype it up based on the fact that Daisy Ridley comes out and says an executive at Disney told her that the Acolyte is going to be amazing. How pathetic is that? Now, I actually want to show you what the actual clip is of what she actually said about both of those statements. Let's actually have a listen.
I also wanted to ask you, obviously, I was introduced to you through the world of Star Wars, of course, and looking forward, since we were introduced to Rey, I feel like there have been so many strong female characters at the forefront of the Star Wars universe. Of course, not erasing Leia in any way. But do you have any...
First of all, the fact that we've got to bring up the fact that there's female leads and, you know, she's the forefront of that and everything else is absolutely pathetic.
Advice for someone like Amanda Stenberg, who's obviously going to be leading in her new Star Wars series?
I don't know. I mean, the world is a crazy place, and it's good to try and tune out the stuff. But ultimately, I think not just with Star Wars, I think with everything, it's like, just like try and be in the moment and try and enjoy what it is, because life moves very quickly, as we all know.
That's pretty much all she has to say about it. She doesn't really know what advice that she gave to her and to tune out the stuff. But they report it as tuning out the trolls, the online trolls. Where did she actually say that? Tune out the stuff. What, the criticism? Tune out the criticism. So don't pay attention to what the actual fans are actually saying about these things. Now, I disagree with what Daisy Ridley actually is saying throughout all of this, but it's the way that they actually report it.
Like, we were together like over a year ago, and then suddenly it's like, we're here. I don't know, I mean, Amanda Stenberg couldn't handle herself. She's been working for a long time. And seemingly, like, I was sat next to someone at the Wakanda Forever premiere who's the executive, and she said it's amazing. I think it's just...
That's the part where she says that she was standing next to, or sitting next to an executive at the Wakanda Forever premiere, and they said it's absolutely amazing. And they want to make this big thing out of that statement. Get excited, Star Wars fans. Daisy Ridley got told by an executive that the Acolyte is going to be absolutely amazing. Wow. Groundbreaking.
Everyone knows sort of what things are and how things can be. And we're all living in that, in a way, of people saying more than they need to and commenting in a way they don't need to, perhaps.
Well, in regards to that statement, saying what maybe doesn't need to be said or commenting what doesn't need to be commented, I disagree, again, because they bought Star Wars off George Lucas. We know that they portrayed him in the way that they wanted to move forward with the IP, and I'm sitting here as a Star Wars fan pointing out the wrongdoing that they're doing. And I don't think I should silence myself for that, and I don't think that they should not listen to the criticism either. Star Wars fans have been in this franchise for a long time. And I don't think it's right to just shut them out completely because you've got all these new fans that like shipping, you know, Din Cobb and shit like that. It's fucking bullshit.
I don't know. I don't know, really. It's just so individual, I think. But, I don't know. I'm sorry, I really don't have an answer.
She doesn't have an answer.
I think basically, as we all try and do all the time, find the good in it all and enjoy the process.
That's it. So they basically took that interview and came up with these statements about toxic fans, about sexist and racist fans, harassment, about how, get excited, it's going to be really good things to come, right? Because an executive said that the Acolyte is going to be absolutely amazing. Wow. In this article too, I also want to point out that they basically just throw shade and disregard the fact that Carrie Fisher was a female lead in the Star Wars franchise across 3 movies, and they completely disregard that fact. That essentially Rey is the first woman to portray a main protagonist of not only a theatrical release, live-action Star Wars film. That's what they say. It's so disingenuous. So disingenuous here from CBR. Both articles are absolutely pathetic, absolutely ridiculous. Star Wars isn't for fans like me anymore. It's for the pronoun fucktards out there on Twitter. That's what it's out there for. And the seals. The ones who just sit there and go, oh my god, it's Star Wars, I can't believe it, it's amazing. Also wanted to just quickly touch on this. This was an interview with IMDb. Let's just have a quick listen. It's only a 30-second clip. I thought I'd just throw this in here at the end.
Looking back, what was the one Rey scene that you're most proud of?
Oh my gosh. The thing that springs to mind is in The Force Awakens with Harrison Ford, the little-known actor. He gave me the gun. I say something like, I can take care of myself or something.
I think I can handle myself.
I was so nervous that when he was doing it, I was like, oh my God, it's Harrison Ford. So I was like proud that I got through the thing and seemed fairly casual.
Do you think you'll ever revisit the franchise at some point?
I mean, I'm open to a phone call. I'm looking for employment.
So she's open to a phone call and she's looking for employment. As an actual Star Wars fan, please don't call Daisy Ridley and ask her to reprise her role as Rey Skywalker, Rey Palpatine. Please do not do that. And, you know, as Star Wars fans are, she calls the blaster a gun. Okay, whatever. But anyway, I just wanted to share that with you. That was my thoughts in regards to when I saw this. I couldn't believe how CBR was actually portraying what she said in regards to the online trolls and the sexist and the racists out there. And I can't believe that they actually wrote this paragraph about how she set the stage for all female stars in the Star Wars franchise and the first woman to portray a main protagonist in the theatrical release and live action Star Wars films. It's absolutely pathetic. Absolutely pathetic. And then when you actually listen to what she has to say, it is nothing like how they reported it. Anyway, that's my thoughts on this. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one. Later, guys.